All right, folks, here we are taking a look at a classic wrestling match from the great St. Louis Wrestling at the Chase. On the right, of course, recently passed the great American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, going one-on-one with a gentleman by the name of Benny Romeo. This is going to be a very nice contest. This is one of Dusty Rhodes' only appearances here for Sam Muchnick and Wrestling at the Chase. We're going to see how he can fare against some of St. Louis's top competition in Mr. Romeo. And at this point, Patrick and I, we're going to hand it over to the veteran voice of St. Louis Wrestling, the one and only Mr. Larry Matisick.
People like Harley Race and Ted DiBiase. Well, I'll tell you, Dusty Rhodes has some versatility of his own in all sports. When he was a youngster, he was signed by the New York Mets and played 1 year of minor league baseball. He also played a year of pro football with the New England Patriots. But wrestling was always his love, and this West Texas State graduate finally ended up in wrestling, and you know what he's done. Box office magic throughout the South and East. He drops Romeo, body drop right into the thigh, then Dusty scissors the ankle of Benny Romeo. Dusty twisting that ankle of Romeo. Romeo reached for the hair of Dusty Rhodes. There is one big, tough man. Is he the most colorful in wrestling? Could be. Can you imagine what it'll be like when he walks into the ring with Dick the Bruiser as his partner, and on the opposite side is the world's strongest man, Ken Patera, and a guy who thinks he's the most colorful, the most flamboyant, Nature Boy Ric Flair. That boggles the mind. Think of that. Rhodes and the Bruiser on the same team.
We're ready.
5 minutes left. 5 minutes.
5 minutes remain in the curfew. Whichever man has the most falls discredit when time runs out will be the winner. Dusty pulls Romeo to the center of the ring, then a standing leg split by Dusty Rhodes on Benny Romeo. There's a gentleman who would love to have that gold belt around his waist. Regardless of who has the title, Ted DiBiase or Harley Race, don't forget that Rhodes had the crown for about a week, and he too was a victim of that immediate rematch clause that Harley Race insists on in so many matches. Rhodes went into the rematch with Race after defeating Race with an arm injury. He really shouldn't have wrestled, but Rhodes wanted to fulfill his contract. He went in injured, and Race, always the opportunist, took advantage of it. And Harley Race regained the crown from Dusty Rhodes, but now Rhodes has had a taste of the gold belt. He wants another crack at the crown. Whether it's Race, whether it's DiBiase, whether it's Flair, whether it's Patera, whether it's the Bruiser, Dusty Rhodes doesn't care. Anything he has to do, anybody he has to beat, anyone he has to go through, he'll do it. Rhodes keeping the pressure on that ankle and that leg, punishing the leg of Benny Romeo. Romeo pulling back on the chin of Dusty Rhodes. Rhodes again twists that knee. And of course it bears repeating that Sam Muchnick has absolutely refused, totally rejected the idea of an immediate rematch clause for the bout between Race and DiBiase. So Race really has his back against the wall. Rhodes pounded to the corner by Benny Romeo, and Rhodes drives that elbow to the top of Romeo's head. A hard jab, and Dusty Rhodes starts flailing away at Benny Romeo. You in a battle? Rhodes does it, and he does it with flair, I should say. Rhodes again with that body drop into the thigh, and then scissors the ankle. A cut opened up between the eyes, over the right eye of Dusty Rhodes. An old wound, I'll tell you. Dusty's been through the wars. He likes a Donnybrook as much as anyone. He and the Bruisers should get along wonderfully. You can see all the battle scars on the head of Dusty Rhodes. Well, that's the price you pay sometimes when you're right at the top of the heap, when you draw the big money, when you're in the top matches, the lucrative matches. And Rhodes backs down from nobody. In which case, he should be very happy in that giant 18-man Wrestle Royal, the biggest Wrestle Royal ever in St. Louis. And the first time a Wrestle Royal has ever been on the same card as a World Championship match. 18 men in the ring at once. Think of that. People like Rhodes, Bruiser, Patera, Flair, Dick Murdoch, Kerry Von Erich, Rocky Johnson, Jack Briscoe, Bobby Heenan, Bulldog Bob Brown, Rufus R. Jones, Spike Huber, so many more. All 18 in the ring at once. A man eliminated when he is thrown over the top rope. The sole survivor in the ring, the winner. That is an all-star lineup. That's an understatement. You talk about the people that'll be in that Royal. There's the standing leg split again by Dusty Rhodes on Benny Romeo. Wonder what would happen if it came down to Rhodes and the Bruiser, the last two men in that ring. Think about that. What would happen if it came down to Patera and Flair? Or Flair and Murdoch? Or Jack Briscoe and Dusty Rhodes? Oh, look at all those combinations. It could come down to the last 2 or 3 men, all 18 in the ring at once. Oh.
2 minutes left, 2 minutes.
Romeo throws a punch at the head of Dusty Rhodes. Rhodes trying to concentrate on scientific wrestling against Romeo. Only once that Dusty's had to resort to Donnybrook style against Romeo to teach him a lesson, but right now it looks like Romeo wants to pound on Rhodes. He has to protect that leg. He's had a lot of trouble with the leg thanks to Dusty Rhodes. Rhodes slashes right back at Benny Romeo. The American Dream, as they call him, pounds on Romeo. That cut trickling blood down the nose of Dusty Rhodes once more. Well, Romeo started it, but Dusty Rhodes pounding on him may finish it. He hooks the head. Underneath, and the suplex by Dusty Rhodes on Benny Romeo. The suplex on Romeo, count of 2, and Romeo gets that shoulder up.
1 minute left, 1 minute.
Rhodes with a side saddle suplex on Benny Romeo. Rhodes covers Romeo again, count of 1, 2. Romeo gets that shoulder off. He's trying to hang in there. The curfew time running out. Romeo trying to hang in, and Rhodes trying to finish him off. Oh, the elbow smash right to the jaw. Clotheslining Romeo. Dusty backs up. What have we here? The flying elbow drop. Oh, he smashes Romeo right into the mat, and Romeo's not getting up from that one. The flying elbow drop, riveting Benny Romeo right to the canvas. We check the clock. That's going to be it. The only fall within the curfew. Dusty Rhodes has it, and Dusty Rhodes is the winner. Here's Mickey.